What's good, collective? Thank you for tapping in with your girl. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing great. Hope you're enjoying your day, um, your night, evening, morning, whatever time you're watching this message. I'm picking up in the energy that someone, and it could be you, in the collective, is really becoming clear about someone's intentions towards them. Like you're receiving clarity, you're receiving insight about an individual's intentions towards you. This could be someone who has maybe declared their love for you or declared their desire to be in a committed relationship with you, or their commitment to being with you in whatever form of relationship it is. It is kind of giving off romantic, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. You're receiving a lot of clarity right now that it's possible this person is just blowing a bunch of hot air. Like they're saying things, but they're not backing it up with action. Okay, you may be receiving clarity that you need to detach from this individual. That you need to detach from this individual. They also could be using their declaration of love or their declaration of commitment towards you as a form of manipulation, right? Because they think of you possibly as vulnerable or fragile, and they're kind of giving off that they don't intend to actually back their words up and show you. You're receiving a lot of clarity about this right now, though. You could be picking up on this person's actual intentions. Okay, they may be saying they have feelings for you. This could be past or present. I'm picking up past energy, like in the past this person has been declaring. In the past could be less than 24 hours ago. You understand what I'm saying? So it's giving that they're not communicating this at this time, but they have been communicating it. I don't know if you have already detached from them because you realize that they weren't actually going to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, we ask that you will uncloak this energy. Let the collective know what we need to know, what we need to see. Show us what's going on. Yeah, so we have the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Cups. Now, this is the before tarot deck, okay? Um, if I'm not mistaken, in the regular tarot deck, all three cups are tilted over and there are only two that remain. But in the before tarot, we have one here. We have one cup spilled over. Somebody could be feeling like, you know, they could be in regret. You could be in regret because, sometimes, not regret, but disappointment. Disappointment. Sometimes we have things about people that we do like, but then, as the mask slips from them, as we start seeing more, we may have some things about them. There may be some things about them that, though you like them in one way, there's some other things that you just can't compromise on. There's some other things about, how they show up towards you that you can't compromise on, and that can leave you a little bit disappointed because you won't be able to see the relationship all the way through the way you may have thought you were going to be able to or wanted to. I'm also noticing on this card here that came out in the pre-shuffle that the cup is upside down. Okay, so this is giving me, and the cup is upside down on the, or tilted over on the Five of Cups as well. So this is giving me like someone is pouring out their emotions, or someone poured out their emotions, or someone is a very smooth talker. Okay, a very smooth talker. Yeah, but there's some disappointment because there's something about their declaration of love, their declaration of being committed. There's something about the things that they say that it doesn't kind of show up in the way, it doesn't show up in their actions, so to speak. Let's see what's going on. We have the five. I mean, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, this person is really emotional. You could be very emotional. You could be disappointed about this. Like I said, you could be feeling a lot of feelings right now concerning this individual, concerning this need for you to detach. Somebody wants to keep you in your feelings about them, towards them. Somebody wants you to have feelings for you. Somebody wants you to have feelings for them that they don't quite have for you. And that's why this is giving me manipulation. The intentions are manipulative, but we will see what's going on. Ups and downs. I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. And it came out in the reverse. Intoxication. Okay, so with this being in the reverse, it's letting me know that you're no longer drinking what's in this person's cup. Like you're no longer accepting their offer. Okay, you may one time really bought into, you may really have bought into the things that they were saying. I mean, I guess at that time you didn't have a reason. You have a reason not to. You know what I mean? You know what you know when you know it. You know what I'm saying? But you're no longer accepting what this person is offering. A lot of emotions here. A lot of emotions. You got the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck in the reverse. We have a Knight of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry, the King of Swords. You're receiving clarity. You're receiving clarity. Receiving clarity. Let's see. Reverse Ace of Swords. So between the emotions and the mind, something was clearly not quite in alignment. Okay, because the swords are also about communication. So somebody's doing a lot of communicating, and they're speaking from their heart. Now with this Four of Cups in the reverse, you could be calling somebody a liar. You could be, it could be a heated conversation, a very emotional conversation that you're having with somebody. Four swords on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, yeah. You've come to some sort of realization. Okay. Now, with this Four of Swords, you've come to the realization either that you need to, just let it go, let the situation rest. Okay. But you're coming to a realization. You could be coming to a realization that you need to let it rest, or spirit may be asking you to let it rest because you see everything you need to see with this person. You have the Ten of Wands. You see everything you need to see to take the actions that you need to take going forward. To take the necessary steps. This person could still be trying to communicate that they want to build something with you. It's given though that you're not buying it anymore. Like you don't quite believe them. Okay, clarify the Five of Cups, please. Yeah, because you consider this person possibly the love of your life, is what I'm hearing, Spirit. You consider this person. You also could have considered this person. It could be a family member as well. Um, it could be a family member as well. This could be someone you share children with. This could be a spouse that you're moving away from, a partner. But this is someone you had a lot of love for. So there's some disappointment here over this connection. Clarify the Ace of Cups. Yeah. Six of Swords. Moving away. Moving away. Someone could have been declaring their feelings, trying to get the relationship out of choppy water, right? Get to a more peaceful place. Or you could be communicating, or you could be realizing that, the love that you need right now is the love you need to give to yourself. And in that love, you need to move away. There's also a child in the boat with her as well. So you could have a child with this individual. Again, you could be the child. This could be family members, or a family dynamic that you need, that you love, but you need to move away from. Sometimes in love, you have to walk away from people. And I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but like, it's the last act of love that you can show someone is to move away from them, because um to stay in a connection with them when they're not going to handle your heart and your mind right, especially if you have a strong spirit team, strong ancestors, is only going to line them up for more, problems. You understand what I'm saying? So the best thing sometimes you can do, if you love somebody who you can see is not really in a place in their life at a certain maturity to where they can handle the love you have for them, the last act of love you can give them is to walk away. To walk away. All right. Clarify the Four of Cups in reverse, please. The Lovers. Yeah. So again, um it's because in the upright you see he's really kind of indulging himself in the cups. Okay, and so in the upright, in this particular deck, the Four of Cups talks about overindulgence, it talks about intoxication. um it also gives the energy of someone just kind of feeding off of their own emotions and their own feelings, right? But it came out in the reverse, so it's giving me like you're not accepting someone's love, like someone saying they love you. You're not accepting it, possibly because they're not showing up that way. They're not they're saying it, but when you need to be picked up, or when you need to be lifted, or when you need to be nurtured or tended to, or whatever the case may be, it could be an issue of fidelity, it could be, just emotional support. It could be anything. But whatever it is with this energy, that this person that you're dealing with, um it's not meeting your standard of what you would need in order to feel safe and secure in the connection with them. It's not meeting that. Clarify the King of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Reverse Six of Cups. In the future. This is future energy. Somebody is very concerned about their future, or about the future in the relationship, in the connection. Somebody is kind of mentally thinking heavily about the future. And this could be the clarity you're receiving. Or maybe you've been in confusion. Maybe you were in confusion. Maybe you were going through something with them that was somewhat of a nightmare. You're waking up and moving away from it. Okay, because in this particular deck, the Nine of Swords talks about it kind of gives off that the energy of, you know, weeping enduring for a night, but joy cometh in the morning type energy. Nightmares only last until the morning. Okay, so it's about waking up from the nightmare of something. Now, with this reverse Six of Cups, it's giving me you're waking up to something. You are receiving clarification that you need to wake up and move on towards your future. That this individual, this connection is something you need to put behind you, put in the past. Okay, and it needs to stay there. This could be something your spirit team is communicating to you about. So this message will be confirmation for you that that is the right decision that you need to make. You need to move towards your future. You could also be already sitting as this king of swords, male or female, and you're communicating to this individual that you're over it, right? Like, I'm not accepting, I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm moving towards what's ahead of me. Okay, you could be communicating to that person that you don't have any plans on spinning the block or allowing them to spin the block. You don't have any plans on mending this situation. You're probably giving it more than enough chances anyway, and you see somebody is just full of empty promises. Somebody is very superficial. Someone also uses their words and their declaration of love because they think you will be easily persuaded by just being told that they love you or just being told that they're going to be there for you. But you've been dealing with this long enough to not feel as safe as you should feel in the relationship because there's some disappointment here. Clarify the Ace of Swords. We have the Hermit, came out in the reverse. Clarify the Hermit. Queen of Cups landed way over here on the Ten of Cups. You're starting to figure something out. You're starting to figure something out. You're also taking the power back over your heart space and over how you feel and with whom you have feelings for, whom you share your feelings with. You're receiving a lot of downloads right now concerning um, what lies at the heart of the matter, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. So, your spirit team um, is doing a lot of work to reveal to you your heart center and what is in your heart. The darkness on this cup, the fact that it's a different kind of cup. I don't even know what the hell you would call that. It's just a weird looking cup. You understand what I'm saying? But it's kind of got like crab claws on it. Is that crab claws? I I don't know if the camera gonna zoom in right. I don't know what that is, but it's a weird looking cup in comparison to the regular cups. The regular cups in the deck. So there's something a little heavy. There's something heavier. There's something a little bit more complicated at the center of your heart, which is probably why you feel the need to move away from this connection so you can have time to investigate, or you've already started to make time and it's being revealed to you. This Ace of Swords in this deck is also about calling your power back. So taking the power back. Yeah. So you could be going through a season of really calling your power back over your heart space, over your mind, over your body, as you move out or have moved away from this connection or this person. Clarify the Ten of Wands. Should I take that one? It didn't really look on. There we go. The Sun. The Sun. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean, because when the Ten of Wands came out, I was kind of feeling Spirit saying, like, you have everything that you need to have a brighter future. You're very positive about what something that you're building that doesn't involve. There's something new you're walking into. As you moved away from this person, these people, there's something very positive that is being built for you or given to you. There's something very positive in your life that you're working towards. You could also just be working towards being more positive or getting in a more a healthier space emotionally after having dealt with this situation. Give me one more for the Sun. The Four of Pentacles. This card talks about admiration. It talks about not being able to buy love You can buy admiration, but you cannot buy love. Okay, so this is an admiration card. You're being admired by someone or other people for your ability to remain positive and to continue to move towards what it is you want to move towards. You're you're being admired by other individuals for your strength, for your courage. hmm You've kind of you've kind of discovered, or you're slowly discovering your personal power. You're slowly discovering your personal power. You're discovering your magic, your strength. You're coming to a lot of realizations right now. A lot of realizations because the first leading card on the pre shuffle was clear. You understand? Focus your intentions, navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. So, after having dealt with this individual, after having dealt with an individual who you needed to move away from, you're starting to receive clarity about what and who you need to commit yourself to. Okay? This person showed up um, in your life and, you know, said they wanted to be a supportive partner. This could also be a business partner. Okay? This could be somebody you were collaborating with for business and they weren't as committed to the business and setting, you know, long-term goals and seeing them through. They weren't as committed as you, and so you may have had to move away from a business partnership as well. But you're being admired for your ability to continue to move forward in whatever that was that you were working on with them. All right, because somebody made a bunch of empty promises. Somebody made a bunch of empty promises because they thought that's all they thought that they had to do for some reason. I mean, you know what people be thinking. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna start at the admiration. I want to know more about the Ten of Wands, the Sun, and the Four of Pentacles. There's something you're doing on the side that's going to there's something you're doing that is actually um being seen as like a very positive money move for you. Clarify the Ten of Wands, please. Yeah, look at there. You have everything you need. You have everything you need, right? The only competition you have is yourself. You're your only competitor. Personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, my only competition. Ten of Wands. You have everything that you need. Clarify the Sun. Inner child. Mm, that's beautiful. Inner child. Yeah. Healing childhood wounds. And see, that's what that Queen of Cups was giving me with that Black Cup. Like it's something you have been exploring the deeper parts of your heart space. So yes, there was this situation, there was this connection that didn't go the way you hoped, but that only led you down a path to further, you know, investigate with the Hermit card in reverse, to further investigate your heart, right? Um, so this failure in this relationship or dealing with this person who made a bunch of promises or committed to themselves to love you but then didn't do that only really helped you heal your inner child, right? It only brought you to a place of healing childhood wounds, reconnecting with joy, playfulness restored, return to innocence. So yeah, you have really been doing and alchemizing this energy, the relationship and the emotions behind it and the disappointment. You've alchemized it. You've taken your disappointment and turned it into a Ten of Cups, or you're in the process of doing that now. Mm. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. Luxury life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Comfortable wealth, indulgence, enjoying rewards because I deserve it. Oh, that's so sweet. I love this. Yeah. That's why I wanted to start over here because I felt really positivity over here for you as an individual. You know what I mean? I felt a lot of positive energy. So you are moving into a place of luxury. You're moving into a situation where you're being admired for whatever you do at work, in your career, of a business, whatever you're doing, and it's going to bring an increase in your finances. You're going to be rewarded. I'm hearing, or you're enjoying now the rewards of going through this process of healing and alchemy. That's dope. That's dope. All right, what do we need to? Because I almost don't even want to talk about this other shit over here, but we gonna keep going. Okay, tell me more about this energy over here, spirit, with this clear ring and somebody blowing a bunch of hot air. Divine intervention. Mm-hmm. Divine intervention. So this was not just one of those situations with someone where, um, you know, shit happens, right? You meet people that don't work, it's okay. But this was something that you really needed some divine intervention, and you received that. And I'm still drawn back to this Queen of Cups because this was more about you, what was at the core of your heart. You reconnecting to your inner child and healing those wounds. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times our relationships, not even a lot of times, most of the time, you know what I mean? Like almost all of the time, your relationships with people are a reflection of what lies at the center of your heart. And that relationship is only reflecting that back to you. And so it takes a very mature person spiritually to take a disappointment in a relationship and turn it inward, not in a sense of blaming yourself for it or whatever the case may be. I mean, they say it takes two to make a relationship go bad. Okay, maybe, maybe not, right? But you at least realized how you were feeling, but you saw your current situation with this individual as something more deeper, and you went deeper into your heart space and used that present disappointment to heal old disappointment. And that's what it means to be an alchemist. This was divine intervention. Okay, this was the ancestors, the most high, the universe stepping in on your behalf and moving you away, moving your heart away. Tell me more. No filter. Speaking the truth. So I'm feeling like that's confirmation for the message. Okay. That there was some divine intervention that needed to take place, that did take place in the failure of this relationship. And I'm sure you see that now, right? At the time, it could have been, yeah, I was upset. Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, I'm hurt. Yeah, I'm disappointed. But I think you see that now. You see that this relationship and the failure of it is speaking or revealed some sort of truth to you. You were able to discover how you really feel, what you really feel about you, what you feel about you. And then at that point it became no longer about what this other person was saying they felt, but then didn't show up in alignment to that. It was no longer about that, because I'm busy examining how I feel about me, because ultimately how I feel about me is what really matters. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what really matters the most. I have situationship. Like, this was a sugar coated situationship. Yeah. Someone had in it hidden intentions, empty compliments. Yeah, cause so you got mixed signals here. So there could have been a lot of mixed signals. This was a sugar coated situationship, chat. Let's see. Soul contract. Mmm. Okay. Ooh. So so this individual and you had a soul contract. Okay. It was a fated connection. Could have also been a karmic relationship. It was a spiritual agreement, and it was y'all were destined to meet for this exact purpose. Not destined to meet so y'all can skip down a field of daisies together, but destined to meet for you. And I'm just because I don't know about the other individual, right? I'm not reading them. I'm talking to the collective. So this contract was was agreed upon between you and this individual, add to be a sort of divine intervention to kind of wake you up. So it was the relationship came when it was supposed to come. It was the way it was supposed to be. You understand? So this person was supposed to be someone to come into your life and blow a bunch of hot air, have you believe that they love you, that they want to be in a partnership with you, that they're committed to you, and for you to discover that that is not the truth. So that after that, through that disappointment, you would discover how you feel about you. You would begin to move into healing your heart space. So it was a fated connection. Shadow work at the bottom of the deck. Mm. On red, ignored messages, waiting anxiously, no replies. Maybe they're busy. That's kind of giving ghosted energy. Like maybe this person came into your life, kind of love bombed you a little bit, and then disappeared. And so it's almost like they opened up your heart. They opened up your heart and then abandoned you, so to speak. Abandoned the connection. But they did what they were supposed to do, which is come open up your heart. Come open up your heart. Okay? Because there was something more that you needed to see. You may have been, kind of disconnected from your heart space before meeting this person, and not even knew it. You could have not known it. You know, you're just going about life, in and out of relationships, in and out of things, this and that, and sometimes you don't know until someone comes along and really opens up the heart of you. And even if they do that and then walk away, you have to deal with an opened up heart. But because now the heart is opened up, you are able to see something about yourself. You're able to feel what you feel and really investigate how that is affecting you. Like how is that affecting your choices? Yeah, you could have been kind of like I don't want to say not experienced love before, but just kind of I mean, because I was that way. I was that way. Like I had experienced love before, but not all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because my heart wasn't opened up all the way to really let nobody in like that. Now, like I'll let you in, but I wasn't going to let you in a way that was going to kind of make me feel like I'm vulnerable to the degree to where if you break my trust or if you show up in a way that's less than loving, it's going to cause me to kind of crumble. I always kept a reserve of like my heart off to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like oh, so when the shit does hit the fan, I can go and retrieve that side, and I can kind of move on. You know what I mean? And stay focused, and not really lose my whole heart in a relationship or in a connection. And so it wasn't until a particular connection to where I was not able to like have that other piece of me. I gave the whole of it. And a lot like this situation here, this kind of resonates for me as well as a part of the collective. There was a soul contract, there was a ghosting, there was a this, and there was a that. But it allowed me the space and time to now deal with an opened up heart. So now I can go and see what's lying at the core of my own heart and turn it and learn what I needed to learn and revisit my inner child. You understand what I'm saying? So this could be a situation. Got broken promises. Yeah, we got some red flags here. So you were able to do some shadow work Yeah. You were able to do some shadow work discreetly because I got this sneaky link card with shadow work. So it's giving me that you kind of went with that hermit card. You kind of went maybe into some private time, some isolation, a little hermit mode, and you privately, quietly did the shadow work. And you were able to see the red flags, right? You were able to see the broken promises. You were able to see yourself clearly through the way this person showed up to you and the things that it triggered. Tell us more. Unbothered. Yep. Yep. Peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. So you've really moved into a inner peace. Cause that chaos, that arguing couple behind me or behind her is not why did I say behind me? That arguing couple behind me. Okay. Maybe this message resonates for me too, collective. You know what I mean? I don't know who the arguing couple is, but whoever these arguing couples is behind us, we on some self care Sunday, okay? We are on some self care Sunday, honey. Un the fuck bothered. Do you hear me? Clarify divine intervention. This arguing couple behind me triggered. Yup. Divine intervention was triggered. You being triggered by this person was divine intervention. Ain't that the weirdest shit? But when you in it, you don't really think about it like that. You don't think about it like that. But when you get over here into this self care Sunday and this luxury life and this on my only competition and the joy of your inner child, you start saying, oh, that's why I had to experience that. That's why I had to experience that. Clarify, no filters. Rebound. Son, excuse me. Son, children. Hey, close that door. Close that door for me a little close. Thank you. All right. It was too loud for my liking. Okay, so we have rebound, temporary comfort, avoids loneliness, quick replacement, just to forget. You might have had a conversation with somebody who tried to who has already tried to, kind of come back around, right? Or something begin to be honest with yourself. You begin to be honest with yourself about something. Yeah. You begin to tell your truth, to speak your truth. Someone could have also made you feel like you were just a rebound, like a quick replacement, like a distraction. So this is either you telling yourself that you were just trying to avoid loneliness, and so with that you allowed someone in your life that you probably um would not have allowed in your life. You won't allow them in your life now because you already have healed from it. So there's something about the connection that began to speak to you honestly about temporary comfort, about codependency. I'm hearing, and so you may have healed a lot of codependency. Okay, a lot of codependency that you may have had before meeting this person and being in this connection. Clarify the soul contract. Maybe this is why they came to you Bounce back. Resilience after setbacks, recovering quickly, determination to rise again, can't keep me down. Yep. This was a soul contract to wake you up from that. Soul contract to wake you up from codependency, to wake you up from accepting less than you deserve. Mm, so you can come back to yourself and the power of self and setting your own standard and not compromising just to have somebody in your life. Like you may have you this was a soul contract, a divinely intervened situation to fulfill a soul contract. This is also something that on red, situationship. Unclear boundaries, mixed signals. Yeah, someone went quiet. Someone went quiet on you. You went quiet on somebody. Left somebody feeling like there was mixed signals. More than friends, less than lovers. What are we? Somebody was in a situation where they didn't, the soul contract came around. The situation came around predicated upon the way the contract was written. Okay, so it was written for this person to come into your life to kind of love bomb you into healing. Love bomb you into healing. That's crazy. But that's what has to happen because it's not until we become conscious of certain feelings that we tend to in our karmic past, we would tend to project that outward towards someone. But that love you feel that you're projecting towards them, the desire, the want, whatever it was, the passion, all of that that you were projecting towards this object of a person had more to do with how you feel and need to feel about you. Now you have learned to take that passion, that love, that desire, that commitment, that all of that energy, and first apply it to yourself. Love you the way you want to be loved. Be passionate about you the way you want someone to be passionate about you. Like, give those things to yourself so that you can, you know, attract an individual, and not just so you can, but if you're going to be in a relationship in the future or in these types of connections in the future, it no longer has to be a relationship that's just there to blow your heart up so you can heal, right? You can actually meet someone who's also done the healing work, who's also learned how to love themselves, who also has a standard for themselves, okay? And you can attract that kind of individual towards you and not the kind of individual that needs to come love bomb you because your heart is actually really shut down when it comes to how you feel about you. Among all of the other benefits that comes with learning how to love yourself the way you want to be loved, learning how to be passionate towards yourself, towards your endeavors, towards your goals, the way you want somebody to be passionate towards you. Like, there's so many benefits that come with that. Your life completely changes once you realize that, having someone else's affection is like the icing on the cake, but it is not the foundation of the cake. It's just like, I don't know about y'all, but like, you get you a good pound cake and it don't need no icing. You see what I'm saying? You can get you a good piece of cake sometimes, and the cake alone don't need no icing. So the icing is just a little accoutrement. You understand what I'm saying? Icing is a little accoutrement. So relationships, people, other people are the accoutrements of your life. They're not, I hope I'm saying that shit right. I don't know, whatever. But they the little sprinkles, you know? They make the cake enjoyable as well. But that cake, though, is your heart towards you. You know, how you feel about you is what is at the foundation and is what makes the cake. So now that you've learned that, yes, this was disappointing because you did have a 10 of cups, your emotions towards, your passions towards this person. Your love was full towards this person, but that was the point. right? Like this wasn't an individual that you could just say, "Oh, I like them a little bit. They cool or whatever." You know, this was someone who really came and opened up that heart, and then they moved away. They moved away from you and kind of sent mixed signals. They weren't responding to your messages. They weren't reaching back out. And you kind of, it's giving love bomb, but that was the contract. But I'm seeing someone in the collective that is really, that has already come to really understand this. Yeah, mirror mirror. They were a reflection of toxic love. Mm-hmm. They were a reflection. The love was toxic. This might be something you might end up having to explain to this person, because if this person decides they want to try to come back, now that they see you over here sitting on a beach, you know what I'm saying, drinking you a little mimosa and everything with your feet kicked up. Now, now that they see that you are being admired for your work and you're starting to experience the reward of healing, it's not really until you start doing hard work that you start seeing, how your emotions are connected to your finances. And so when you heal your heart, your finances and stuff start to go up, and you know, you just start loving life and living life at a whole different vibration. This person may want to try to come back, and you may need to express that I know exactly why you came, and I know why you had to leave. Okay, because you were mirroring to me that I needed to learn how to love myself. I love that. I love that for us. And like I said, like the chaos with this couple behind me, behind us, behind you, whoever that couple is, whatever that is, I you know, I really don't be worried about the people behind me. You know what I mean? Um, that could be why this person may want to kind of, you may end up having to communicate like, nah, 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 we not doing that. I'm good. I know exactly why you came. I know why you left. Let's leave it where it was. I wish you the best type energy. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you're not going to be giving any kind of attention, very minimal attention to this. Somebody wants to keep their options open. Somebody was never fully committed. And you are absolutely saying, hell no to the no, no, no. Nah, nah, we ain't gonna be able to do that. We ain't gonna be able to do that. All right, let me see. Anything else we need to know, Spirit? Anything else? I want to get a Yeah, let me get one of these. Where are you? Get this deck here. This is a beautiful read, though. This is how you're supposed to do the damn thing. You know what I mean? This is how you're supposed to use your life experiences to better yourself. So whoever you are, you didn't, sit and soak for too long. You did what you were supposed to do. You alchemized it. That's beautiful. That's dope. That's dope. All right, what does the collective need to know going forward? Anything the collective needs to know going forward. Soul's whisper. Your soul is whispering its deepest desires and truths to you. In the quiet moments, listen closely. It's guiding you towards your authentic path. Okay. Grounding. So, someone may need to do some more grounding. You may have been spending a lot of time grounding yourself. Maybe you were dealing with some fears. I have grounding and stuck in fear. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head. That could be all of them swords and stuff that we felt over here, right? In your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet in the ground and enjoy the centering feeling of this that this brings. Stuck in fear, you're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspire. I feel like this is what you've already done. But I'm hearing spirit say, just, stay on that path. Okay, stay on that path, because there's possibly something that you may have to communicate to someone. Yeah, step back. But when I saw step back, I felt like someone may want you to step back into something with them. So this is why spirit is kind of like saying, continue to listen to the whisper of your soul, continue to ground yourself, not overthink your decisions, okay? Not overthink your decisions. Just follow your heart. You've done a lot of work to heal your heart. You've done a lot of work to know what lies in your heart, your inner child, and things like that. So don't make the choice to step back, but somebody wants you to make the choice to step back, and then we have release attachment. Okay, so you may be having to tell somebody that they look, you need to listen, you need to hear what I got to say, because I don't know what you think this finna be, but I have released this. I have let you go. I've let the relationship go. Mm, yeah, it's depleted. It's a closed situation. Okay, the contract has been fulfilled. I'm hearing spirit say you are over giving and not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate, reevaluate your relationships and commitments, or you may soon risk your health deteriorating in some way. So don't step back into this situation with this individual. Stay grounded. Okay, allow your actions to be inspired. Go forward with your life. Don't allow any fear of, the detachment. Don't allow anyone to speak any fear. Like, you can't do that without me. You ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people can be sometimes. Yeah, speak up. Mm-hmm. Speak up and let them know that you ain't not. We're not doing that. Trust in yourself and bring balance. Yeah, you've really learned a beautiful lesson. Stand your ground, because that's the energy that I'm feeling. Like, somebody, you're gonna have to stand your ground with someone. Create a boundary, a clear boundary, and speak up for what you believe in. Okay. All right, collective. This was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I was just want to get on here and tap into some energies with y'all. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. We are building a beautiful community. I'm very proud of the community we're building over here on this side of the YouTubes and everything. And let me see. If you haven't subscribed, you might want to go ahead and do that. You might want to go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to come kick it with your girl. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Turn on your notification bell too, y'all. Make sure y'all know when I'm back with another message. Leave a comment. Smash that like button. Okay? I'll see y'all on the next one, alright? Love y'all. Peace.